This is a review day of notes for mathematical decision making for life. Today we're going to just review decimal and percents and how we change from a decimal to a percent. So let's take a look at this. First of all, if our decimal point number is 0.125, in order to change it to a percent, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that decimal point and I'm going to move it 2 places to the right. So 2 places to the right is going to start after the 1, after the 2, that's 2 places to the right. So my new answer is going to be 12.5%. Now we actually have a key on our calculator that will do that for us too, so if you want to use your calculators to do that, you totally can. Alright, this next number, 63.25, I need to move my decimal 2 places to the right. So I move it 1, 2. And my new number is 6,325, and I would put a percent on the end of that. So we're moving our decimal 2 places to the right to get that new number. Alright, next problem. 2 places to the right gets me 0.3%. And it's okay for it to still be a decimal point number even with a percent sign on it. On this one right here, my decimal point's already at the end because it's a whole number, 900. I'd have to move it 2 more places, which means I have to add some extra zeros there. So I would actually have 90,000%, which is a really big number, but that's how we do this. Alright, this time we're going to go the opposite direction. We're going to change from a percent to a decimal point, which means we're going to move that decimal the opposite direction. So instead of moving it to the right, we're going to move it to the left. So 1, 2 points to the left, so my answer is going to be 0.925. On this next one, moving it 2 places to the left. I don't have 2 places to the left, so I'm going to have to add it there by putting a 0 in front of it. So I'm going to have 0.0385 as my new decimal point number. 35%, that starts with the decimal point back here behind the 5. And then I'd have to move it 2 to the left. So it's going to end up out in front. So 0.35 would be my solution on that. And then this one takes that number and changes it just a little bit to 0.035%. Again, if I'm going to change that, I'm going to have to move that to the left 2 places. So there's 1, there's 2. So I'm actually 0.0035 as the decimal point number. Alright, these next ones ask you to do the same thing, change the fraction to a decimal and then change it to a percent. So what you're going to do that is you're going to do the division on your calculator. You can put 3/8 on your calculator as a fraction or just do it with the division key. When you do that, you get 0.375. Then move it 2 places to the right to change it to a percent. So it's 37.5%. We're going to do the same thing on the next one. It says 12 out of 24. That would be written 12 out of 24. When you put that in your calculator, it's going to give you a 0.5. And then when you move that decimal point 2 places, that's going to give you 50%. This 6 1/7, you can punch it in your calculator that exact way, 6 1/7, and hit the arrow keys or enter, and it will change it to a decimal point number for you. It's going to be 6.142857. Lots of numbers there. Let's just go that far. We're going to move it 2 places to the right to get our percent. So 614.2857. If I were going to just go 4 places on that. Really, we could have rounded that to probably 2 decimal places and been fine. Okay, this one says 0.7 out of 3.56. So really, you can just punch that in your calculator the exact way it is. 0.7 on top, 3.56 on the bottom. Hit enter. It tells you that that decimal point number is 0.1966. It keeps going, but I'm going to round it to right there. And then to move my decimal point 2 places to get that percent, I'd be 19.66%. Alright, so let's take this information now and see if we can solve some real problems. So it says the car is on sale for 18% off the listed price. The car sells for $24,599. What is the discount? Well, I'm going to find out 18% of $24,599. If you remember, the word of in math means to multiply. So every time I see the word of, I'm going to multiply, and it says 18% of $24,599. So on my calculator, I can put 18%, but I'm going to change it to a decimal point number and just do 0.18 times 24,599. And then just let my calculator do that work for me. When I do that, I get hold on, I didn't do that right. When I do that, I get $4,427.82. That would be the discount on the car, the 18% off that we would be earning. Okay, again, the word of means to multiply, so 12% of 52. You have a percent key on your calculator. You can just use it like that, do 12% times 52. I like to just quick change it to a decimal point number and punch it in my calculator this way. So 0.12 times 52. When you do that, you get 6.24. This one says what percent of 500. So what percent is going to be a variable? We don't know. I'm going to call it n. Of means to multiply, so we're going to do 500 times n. Is means equals. Is always means equals. In math, 350. So in order to solve now for this number that I'm looking for, this percent number, I'm going to have to isolate the n, get the n by itself on one side of the equation. Because it's multiplied by 500, I'm going to divide by 500. So I'll do 350 divided by 500. When I do that, I get n equals 0.7. This is not as a percent, though. It said it had to be as a percent. So I'm going to move my decimal point 2 places, and that's tell me that it is 70% of the number. So 350 is 70% of 500. All right, last problem. It says, I want to purchase a new shirt at the store. It is on sale for 25% off of the original price of $39.99. What is the price I will pay for the shirt? So you have two ways you could do this. You could find 25% off of that price, $39.99, and then you could subtract that from the $39.99 price. I don't like to do it that way. I like to think about it like this way. If I get 25% off of a shirt, then aren't I paying for 75% of the shirt? So I like to take 75% and times it by the $39.99. So I'm going to do 0.75 times $39.99, and that will tell me the amount of money that I pay for this shirt. So 0.75 times $39.99, and when I do that, I get $29.99 for the price of my shirt. Now again, you guys, you could have done it the other way. You could have times it by 25%, found that number, and then subtracted it from the $39.99. You would get the exact same number either way you did that, just a couple of different options on how to do it. Thanks for watching, you guys. Good luck with your homework.